Kristen here from PopCultureMadness.com with MC Lars.
Hey Kristen, how are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
How are you enjoying Warped Tour?
I'm having a blast. Great shows, great turnouts. We're Weird Science and I are rapping together. We're some of the only MCs on the tour, so it's been really cool. A lot of love.
That's good. So the crowd's been pretty receptive to that?
We stand out, you know. We're not just like one of the... There's a lot of bands, but I feel like what we do is different. And we're one of the only truly independent DIY acts, so like, I think we have some credibility. There's no label, there's no budget, it's just us rapping. And so people respect that, you know?
Of course. I mean, I had a chance to check out, you know, the little CNN feature that they did on you and
cool.
everything, and, you know, I'm in awe of how you have put together everything. So,
thank you.
You know, how did it start? Like, how, you know, it's insane, and this whole, like, I support piracy thing, and I think it's true. I really think that you make an excellent point with it.
Thank you. I mean, I've been doing this, I'm 28, I've been making music since like middle school, I've been touring like 8 years. I mean, it's just been a lot of believing in what I do and finding ways to fund it and willing to be on the road and constantly be in the studio. And the piracy thing is more about like, you know, if people download your music, if 30,000 people download your music, it's actually a good thing. It's not a problem because it means they care. It means you have 30,000 more people who will come to your shows, you know?
Exactly.
So it's all about branding. We're really, no band in this tour is in the music business. We're all in the t-shirt business. That's where our profits come from.
Yeah.
That's literally how we pay for the tour bus, is through selling t-shirts. So you know what I mean? Like, it's a changed scene. And it's really, nowadays in the music industry, you really have to believe in it and be good to stick around. It just comes down to whether your stuff goes viral and resonates with people, and whether your live show is good. And if it doesn't, then you're done. You know what I mean? You need your day job back.
Well, you know, it's like on the way here today, I just heard that even, you know, you're having established bands like Tommy Lee from Motley Crue said it's better for them to put out a 4-song EP with solid songs that people are gonna put together because everybody wants everything so quickly and it's downloading and all that instead of like whole albums and things like that. So
no, that makes total sense.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Definitely. So what has been one of the craziest things that you've seen on Warped Tour so far?
Well, I'm not really much of a partier, but it's been cool just like hanging out with like all the hardcore bands, and like we have a dubstep DJ on our bus. It's got Big Chocolate and like all this stuff. It's like, it's really cool to like network within the different scenes. One of the most fun things has been Les and Jake. I got to meet them, and I've come out a few times to rap with them on their set, which is amazing.
That's fun.
That's really fun. Like, just that randomness wouldn't happen anywhere else, you know?
No.
And the dude from this old school band Fishbone has been announcing our stage. So like, it's just cool. You know what I mean? Maybe that's not too crazy in terms of the party scene, but we gotta be professional to survive. Wow. That's a good friend. He's looking up his crew. Look at that. That's cool.
So what are your plans for after Warped Tour?
So I'm doing 2 months with this guy, MC Chris, opening for him.
Oh, okay.
2 months of US touring, and then we might be going to Australia, Weird Science, in November. And
everyone is going to Australia. This is amazing. Every interview we've done today, everyone is going to Australia.
There's this big festival called Soundwave.
Yeah, that's it.
We're not playing that, but that's probably what people are doing.
Yeah, they are. I don't know why we're not going to Soundwave too. If somebody can, if somebody can pack me in their suitcase, that would be great. We will go.
That's cool. Then we're going to Russia for New Year's Eve.
Oh.
And then I'm making a kids album too, so it's a busy year.
Oh, so what led to the idea to do a children's album?
My ultimate goal with MC Lars is I want to channel it into like a educational kids hip-hop TV show. And Yo Gabba Gabba, the Aquabats show, did super well, and I'm friends with them. And so like, I watched what they did. I'm like, you know, kids need cool music, and parents want to watch kids programming that they like too.
Exactly.
And I think if you make really good hip-hop that's educational with cool characters, I do cartoons, like, that's my dream, like, to take MC Lars and launch it into that. So it probably, you know, I'll get back and start working on it and then launch it as a full project sometime in 2012.
So, you know, with so many ideas, it seems like you have so much going on. How do you keep everything straight?
You know, it's a lot of work, but I'm very passionate. I'm kind of ADD, and I never want to slow down. When I slow down, I'm bored and I'm happy. Being a creative spirit, like, you need to, personally, I need to constantly be working. And the second I'm not, I'm really sad. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just the inertia, the momentum, keeps everything going. So yeah, like you guys, doing a million interviews.
Yeah. So, who are some of your influences early on?
I grew up listening to Weird Al a lot, and then I got into like hip hop, like Snoop Dogg and stuff, and then I got into underground hip hop, like Atmosphere and old school hip hop, and then old school punk rock. Then I got into this band, Patent Pending. What up? This is Joe from Patent Pending. He's a great co-writer and a great friend.
Andrew's the best co-writer and the best friend.
Oh,
Are you?
That's sweet.
Are you though?
I learned from you.
Admit it.
I am. Yo. Patent Pending, we toured in '07. They're on this tour too.
Oh, okay.
But I love them. We did a bunch of songs from my last album. And then I got, I started though playing jazz guitar. Really, I'm a jazz fan at heart. Like, Miles Davis' Kind of Blue is my favorite album ever. And I think like learning theory and like about chords and tones and like scales, that all came from jazz. So really, that's at the heart of what I do. So that was my original inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you could share the stage with anyone, who would it be?
Living or dead? Or anyone?
Either. Anyone. We could bring them back for one show only.
I mean, I'd love to do some sort of collaboration with Miles Davis because he was just so experimental. In the end of his career, he did this great album called Aura, where each song is a color, and he used electronics to tap into it. I think that's genius. To do some like weird hip hop like that.
Isn't there like a thing where they said that we can hear colors, like when we see a certain?
Yeah.
There's some scientific study that said
Synesthesia.
that.
That's what it's
Okay,
called.
yeah.
Yo, you're smart.
I knew I heard it before, and it's an interesting concept. So.
That's cool. No, Miles Davis is such a genius. And anytime I'm stressed out on the road, I just put on this album, Kind of Blue, and it just makes me feel kind of great. So I'd love to work with him. I just did a song with KRS-One, who's one of my idols.
Oh, wow.
And I'd love to perform it with him sometime. He's awesome. He's just been doing it so long, and like to get him on my record is awesome. My album comes out September 6th. Lars Attacks. That's what it's called.
So, have you been road testing any material from the upcoming album? How's that going over?
Yeah, we were in England. We did a bunch of it. This tour is kind of more my older stuff.
Okay.
But on the MC Chris tour, I'm going to do lots and lots of the new album. Just the new album is very like spiritual, and it's about finding the salvation in hip hop and about all the things that led me to here. And so it's more of a personal album. Like, past albums are more funny. But road testing is really important. Like, the cool thing about Warped Tour is like you have such an eclectic audience. If you can hit like that market, you know that your stuff's working out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, how does negative criticism affect you?
I mean, you can't, it's interesting because some people come at you from a negative place, right? So if someone is criticizing your music because they have some sort of pain inside of them or some sort of racist like perspective on hip hop, you can't let that get you. So, but if someone has positive criticism, I take it in like, hey, maybe this song could be at this tempo, or maybe you play this song early in your set. If you're someone who cares what people think, like then your art will suffer. You know what I mean? Your vision is limited. You have to believe in what you do. And 8 years into it, I've learned to not worry about negative press because not everyone's gonna like me. I'm a very niche kind of commodity, but the trick is to have longevity through that because I'm putting out albums and doing it independently. I don't have some label that can be like, okay, Lars, bye-bye, your career's over. No, I'm in charge. It's my label. It's my money. It's my team,
So would you recommend that for artists that are trying to become established, as a way to go, without having somebody calling the shots, like from a big chair somewhere? Is it, a lot easier to have that creative freedom?
For me it is because it means I can grow at my own pace. If you have some person dictating how many units you have to sell and what's cool, that's hard. That can be soul crushing. Being on a major label the sad life of a one-hit wonder. You know what I mean? That sucks. I think it's better to do it yourself, but at the same time, it can help having the right people. The two things I think an independent artist needs to hire is a publicist and an agent, because everything else is you can kind of do yourself, but publicity and booking your own shows is really hard. People won't take you seriously.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I'm awesome. Here's my album. Because everyone's doing that.
So, just for fun, what has been one of the strangest rumors that you've heard about yourself?
These dudes did a rap song about me where they said I was bisexual. It's like a diss song. But I'm not bisexual. Greaves knows that. Yo, Greaves actually wrote the song. That's true. No, these haters wrote this song, and I was like, where the heck did that come from? So no, I don't like penis, but I like men and women as friends.
Okay.
So that's a rumor I need to dispel right now.
So what is the best way we can keep up to date with you?
Yo, MCLars.com. I'm on Twitter /MC_Lars. Check it out. I got one for you too. And HoraceRecords.com and Facebook /MC_Lars.
Great. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time
Wonderful
out to speak
questions.
with me.
No, thank you.
Good.
I wish you the best today.